Okay, welcome back to Secondhand Overland. I'm your host, Matt Kester, and today we got a special day. We are reviewing another Retevis radio. This time it is the RA25, a 20-watt GMRS mobile. So, without any further ado, here goes. When you open the box, it's pretty basic on the inside. There is no antenna. You're just going to get a 20-watt radio, a microphone, and some mounting hardware, and the requisite paperwork. Let's see here. How does this manual stack up to previous Retevis manuals that we've seen? Well, it's here, it's there. Looks like all of the pertinent information is here. The English section, however, is very short, but you'll also find there's a German, French, and Spanish, all versions of this manual, which is kind of funny because GMRS is an American-only radio service, so it's odd that you would find so many European languages when GMRS isn't available in Europe. And, well, I think I got an idea behind that, but we'll get to that at the very end. It's going to be surprising for you. This radio isn't exactly what it seems. I'll really tell you how the French, Italian, and Spanish stack up, and it's been a few years since I last flunked German, so I'm probably not going to be able to give you an assessment of that either. Suffice it to say, though, what I do see is worded quite a bit better than previous iterations of a Retevis manual, so good on you, Retevis, you're stepping up your language game. Now, you had this RA25 instruction manual here, but now there's another one over here that's just a straight English, so what's going on there? Oh, this is the GMRS function of the manual. The GMRS function of the manual. And you'll notice that like this radio seems like it lives a double life. In fact, when you look at the box itself has a US or a European version. And if you look really closely, you'll notice that that European version, well, that's 144 to 146 megahertz on the VHF side and 430 to 440 megahertz on the UHF side. What's going on here? So after you get into the basics here, really like the design of this radio. It's very small, it's very compact. Basic knobs, switches, function buttons, and an RA25 button. You got a handheld mic with DTMF functionality on it, and it plugs right into here. And, well, you've got the little dongle for the cigarette lighter if you need it or not. I kind of like that just because you don't have to ship it with so many extra things like other versions of a 20-watt radio I've seen where there's a completely different set of cables. There's just one, and if you don't want the cigarette lighter plug, you just clip it off and you'll wire it from there. It's very smart. And then you also don't lose it if you do like having the cigarette lighter plug because it's permanently attached. So let's get this plugged in. Now it's coming up to power. Let's go ahead and plug a wire into it. Now I don't have this thing connected to a very nice antenna. In fact, I've just got it connected to a regular mag mount antenna that's sitting in my windowsill. For our intents and purposes, it's not going to be important. Now, alright, we've got it coming up here. So you can get channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, channel 5, channel 6, channel 7, channel 8, channel 9, all the way through. Now, I don't remember. Oh, here's your VFO function for 145. Can you hear that? You try to transmit. This is a listen only on one side or the other. Now, what you're going to find with this radio, the way it comes programmed for GMRS, you basically get 30 channels of GMRS storage total. But stick around to the end, it'll surprise you. Now, I know how to program this radio manually by hand. It's not very hard, but I'm feeling lazy. Plus, I just want to look at all of the programming together. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually put this radio into the laptop and see where everything's at. Now, laptop, here we go. All right, now let's see what's going on. Everything's spinning. We're looking good. All right, so now it's read what's in there. We can take a look at how everything's set up. Now you'll see here's all of your lower end FRS channels 1 through 7. They're transmitting with low power. And just like I suspected, Retevis, you've done it again, you magnificent, and included CTCSS and DCS tones on these radios from the factory. You guys gotta quit doing this, and I had heard rumors that you may have finally heard us and listened to us, or you may have finally heard us and wanted to start listening to us and started excluding those codes from all of these radios as you ship them, because now somebody's got to go through and undo every one of these CTCSS and DCS tones so that the radio can actually hear what's going on out there. Seriously, guys, stop doing this. Nobody likes this, and it's actually making it harder for me to want to recommend your radio, especially when it doesn't come with a programming cable to go through and do this a lot easier. See, what I can do now is I can just hit delete on everything, open the radio wide up, and not have to worry about it. But if I don't have that programming cable, now I gotta go through and do it by hand on every single channel, and it really pisses me off. Let's see, what else do we have going on down here? Looks like we are programmed out into some blank spaces all the way up into 30. I think if you try to set up anything else beyond that for extra channel memory, it probably won't give it to you, but we'll try. And unplug these, program in a couple of my favorite repeaters that were close by, and we'll give this thing a test. So let's just go to... Well, this is quite interesting. Now, after having messed with this, I cannot get this thing to open or shut any of these tones right here in the programming. It's just not happening for me, which is not good. This is really not good. I can't program the radio from here. So we're gonna try some other things. So let's go in here and program this by hand. I'd love to listen to this. See, now I can hear the national net. It's about to go on here, but I can't tune into it because I can't unlock these fucking tones. And this is really, really... There you go. You hit the button, and then that did it, right? Well, that just completely blew the fuse in it, I think. I think we've blown a fuse. This whole radio has been kind of a hardship as far as programming. I don't know, something's up with the software side of things or whatever, but the functionality to program on the radio itself has been something I've been chasing the whole time. And we've actually had to play with some software settings after reaching out to Retevis a couple times. We finally got it to where I can at least program the CTCSS tones from the radio itself. Before, I was missing a lot of menus there, and I was missing kind of a portion of where to go inside the programming to find out where to actually change those settings, because it's not intuitive. You don't click on the CTCSS or DCS tone inside of the menu. You actually have to click to the right of it and open another window up and then do it. So it's not very intuitive, and it was a little tricky. Anyway, needless to say, this is programmable. It's programmable for repeaters, and with the computer programming that comes with it, there's a lot of power here. Squelch, pretty much most all of the settings that you're going to need to mess with are right here in these menus. The only thing that I've been looking for that I really can't find inside this menu setup is changing the power output. And that's kind of what it comes down to for me. This is a very, very good programmable radio at a good price point for somebody starting out. If you're somebody who's going to get into GMRS and you want to grow with this hobby, this isn't a bad little radio because of the ability for some different programming to open it up so you have a radio that you can use later on down the road. Until next time, I'm Matt Kester. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Secondhand Overland. Until next time, be good.